Mr. Naji, from what I have heard again, it seems that one of the major problems is that Nigerians do not know their rights. How can we go about educating the citizens? At least let them have an idea of a few of their rights.
There are two issues there, Alero. One, many Nigerians may not know their rights on certain issues. There are fundamental issues that Nigerians know their rights, but they cannot assert those rights because the system does not help them when they become assertive. You just heard that when you get to the police station, some police station, or many of them indeed, or even a police officer accosts you on the road, unless he sees the emblem, MBA, then you know not trouble with this one. And there's no need blowing grammar because nothing will come out of it. So he looks for easier victims. He says, OC, because I have 24 hours to produce, he said, no, now you want to teach me. You mean that I'm a fool, that this uniform I wear, and he takes it personal. Then there's a pack here. From there, if you don't do the necessary, you go to the station with different charges altogether. Totally. Fighting policeman in uniform, doing this, and that, then you'll be looking. Before you know it, you are clamped into detention. You see, this law is about achieving the end of justice speedily, efficiently, and justly. So that everybody, like when you talked about weekend sittings and all that, which will be at the discussion. The whole issue boils down that the police, the enforcement agencies, before they bring a case to court, they must have their proof of evidence capable of proving the charge. There's no reason you should keep somebody and begin to fish for evidence.
But that's what happens
That's
all
what
the
is
time.
happening, and that is what the whole law is about, which is why you say there's a human element in the enforcement of laws.
And that's why when somebody in detention, while you are investigating.
You fish. You beat him, hit him, say that your mommy was from Cameroon. Then the man will say, yeah, he's from Cameroon when he's about to die. When the mother may be a Ghanaian. You understand what I mean? He's confused. Then you say, okay, record it. He signs. Then you come to court. The thing fails. Then they say the judicial process, the judiciary is corrupt, this and that. If you see, it's just computer. If you garbage in,
garbage out,
you get the garbage out. What you input as a farmer, if you put bad seedling, you cannot expect a bumpy, harvest. So the point we are saying is that the new law is about speediness of the process. That means there is a duty on the part of the enforcement agencies. There's a duty on the part of the judicial process, the judiciary. Because once you collect from the enforcement agencies, you are supposed to process and deliver judgment. So that either sentencing or you release the person to go home, and then the person can now kickstart maybe a civil process for either malicious prosecution or what have you. That right is available. Then talking ultimately about how do we educate, it is the duty of government. Some NGOs have been talking, some of them are genuine and talking seriously. Then there are some lawyers who have, all these advocacies we are making here is part of education. But is anybody listening? That's why when you hear that Mr. A have been nailed on television that he stole 10 million naira, they say he must have stolen it because once police said it, it is so. The only time they know that this thing is wrong is when they themselves are wrongly accused. They now begin to look for the judicial process to save them. Nigerians must begin to learn to be a little bit circumspect in accepting allegations as proof of a commission of the offense. They are two different things.
All right, Mr. Joe, that bit about the judiciary working with the enforcement agencies, the police, or the other security agencies, as the case might be, then would the autonomy of the judiciary help in working this law?
Yes, independence of the judiciary is very, very necessary for this law to really achieve its purpose. But I mean, let me take it for granted that the police has done all their work perfectly.
It is dangerous.
You know, there's also difference between the policeman.
If you notice, I didn't ask you.
Yes,
about the
that's why I say I want to assume.
because we don't have a policeman here to speak for them. So let's just talk about it.
Let's presume that they have done their work perfectly the way it's expected of them, according to law. You know, with the person did not interfere with the police. You know, there's also difference between the person and the policeman himself. There's also difference. The person and the lawyer too. Like we were saying. So let's assume that everything is perfect now. It is before the court. The first contact with the court, you want to charge. They file papers. Then the judge has to say, okay, give them a date within 2 weeks. You understand? Once that one is done, they are supposed to come to court, and the judge is in charge. That's why most cases we tell our clients, don't be in a hurry to leave the police station. Once you are arrested, the law says you cooperate, give your your statements, do everything. Within 24 hours, 48 maximum, they will charge you to court. Insist you should be charged to court. That's so that once you are with the court, you are safer. You are no longer subject to the vagaries of the police station. So that the judge now takes charge. And the law presumes that the judge will be independent. The independence of judiciary is another topic entirely, which we may not be able to cover because it starts from appointment. How is the appointment done? Who influenced the appointment? Do they have cause to show gratitude to anybody in society at all? And so on and so on and so on, up to the time they retire. So that one is another thing entirely. But as far as this administration of criminal justice is concerned, the law expects the judge to take full charge. Even when you have plea bargaining, it's subject to the judge. When the court will sit, it's subject to the judge. But some of the issues we have in the judiciary is most of them are overloaded, overburdened with work. Joe. In essence, the number of judges they are small, considering the population of criminals.
Mr. Lady, in closing.
Population of criminals.
Well, in closing, Stanley said something: garbage in, garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out does not relate only to the charge sheet with which criminal cases are presented before courts. The employment of policemen. Well, before we came in, I met a lady outside who said something about the person. Many Nigerians are malnourished from birth. Malnourished not in terms of the food we ate, but our upbringing. And so that upbringing in the first six years on earth tells a lot about your later life. So the way and manner of employment and the way and manner of taking care of policemen has to be looked into seriously in making this act work, because they are the first contact with the people, with suspects, with criminals, with accused persons. And if those people in direct contact, if they get it wrong, the administration of criminal justice will always not be right in Nigeria.
Mr. Naji.
The political firmament must be suffused with humanism. If the political actors do not consider human persons who constitute the citizenry as assets, the agencies of that government will deprecate the value of the citizens, either by incarceration wrongly or dehumanizing behaviors on them, beating them. You will see policemen sometimes naked somebody. And that's why some bus drivers, once they remove everything and go naked, and the policemen will start running.
Self-help.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll be speaking with Mr. Olashpo Joe, Mr. John Oloyede, and Chima Naji, all of them legal practitioners. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you very much.
So I will be back in a moment. Don't go away.